The Resident Evil franchise is a well-established universe of game series, live-action merchandise, and simmering fan theories that have shaped the genre of survival horror games, also known as Biohazard in Japanese. This franchise, released in 1996, has been a fan favorite and has amassed a cult following. Right from its thrilling plot and gripping storytelling, it's no surprise fans want more nitty-gritty details about some favorite characters that awed them with their story arcs and screen presence. So, without further ado, let's explore and dive into the world of major Resident Evil characters who deserved more screen time. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Rebecca Chambers, a young prodigy dealing with biological weapons that could wipe out the very essence of humanity, in a mysterious array of death and missing reports, hardly encompasses the adventures of Rebecca Chambers. Chambers first appears as a rookie medic and rear security deployed with the STARS division to investigate a series of deadly attacks at Arklay Mountains in the first Resident Evil game, RE0. Upon separating from her original team during an attack in the Arklay forest, she teams up with the convicted Billy Cohen to regroup with her members while encountering ghastly experiments created by the Umbrella Corporation. A few story arcs can be explored through Chambers' journey, the first being a sequel to Cohen's journey after RE0, which can potentially open up numerous doors for the origin of the corporation. Her arc as a professor and researcher can also be explored as she navigates internal moral challenges to find worthy apprentices, from killing leech-infected zombies and uncovering the origin of the deadly T-virus in RE0, to investigating the Minnesota outbreaks, to constantly being at the forefront of trying to discover a cure for various outbreaks throughout the game. Chambers' presence is a constant reminder of resilience and knowledge that stands as a strong wall of hope amidst the chaos. Barry Burton is not just the typical comedic relief of the game, but a well-respected supporting character with sophisticated layers of personality, integrity, and insane arsenal skills. We came across Barry as the backup man/weapon specialist of the Alpha team deployed at the Arklay Mountains. Although he appears only in Jill's scenario during the Arklay mission, Burton has showcased his specialty as a strong man in intellect and strength. His next appearance in RE Revelations 2, 2015, showcases his indomitable spirit to find his daughter Moira and uncover the secrets of the Umbrella Corporation and its experiments on Sane Island. Being a fan favorite, a story arc showcasing his one last job revealing the evil corporation's secrets, and a new cast of young mentees would be an interesting addition. Another narrative arc that could be further explored is his involvement with Natalia and the foreshadowing of a potential blow weapon as he tries to guide her through her dual role in a fragile world. Despite his prowess as a weapon expert, Burton's presence in the game is of warmth and love for family. Shiva Almora. A tragic virus outbreak deliberated by the corporation uprooted Shiva Almora's life. She was forced to shift her adolescence from being a part of guerrilla fighters in Savannah to eventually spending her life in the U.S. with a new identity. Trained by the Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance, Almora is posted in the West African branch, where she is teamed up with Chris Redfield to conduct the Kajuju Autonomous Zone operation. The mission uncovers the Ouroboros virus, a dangerous bioweapon orchestrated by Albert Wesker. Like Redfield, his female counterpart of the West African BSA. A unit has commanding prowess and battle expertise. She's an agile fighter with strong experience in firearms and guerrilla warfare. A popular story arc could include a West African spin-off showcasing Almora's journey in dealing with the virus, which could add newer elements of culture, stories, and theories to life. Almora's presence in the game significantly boosts representation and newer stories. Being a woman of color, she represents power and intelligence and skillfully bridges the gap between local and global communities' values. Billy Cohen. Billy Cohen's first and only appearance in Resident Evil 1996 makes him a mysterious figure in the game, which could be further explored, opening newer possibilities for plot twists and drama. A U.S. military officer, Cohen, along with his squad, was deployed to ambush a guerrilla unit in Africa. Upon discovering helpless villagers instead of soldiers, when Cohen resisted the idea of their execution, he was betrayed by his squad, ultimately resulting in his wrongful convictions and verdict of death by execution. In the Arklay Mountains arc, Cohen and Chambers team up to fight against the various experiments of the Umbrella Corporation. Eventually, Chambers proceeds to leave for her team while ensuring Cohen's escape. Often regarded as an anti-hero, it might be interesting to see how Cohen's canon events add to his story, skilled in military combat, war tactics, and guerrilla warfare. Cohen is a potential choice for a reboot, which could include a prequel to his incarceration. Another possibility to be explored is a sequel where Chambers seeks to find him and team up again to unravel another virus outbreak tied to their shared past. A redemption arc could bring a different perspective to Cohen's character, where his journey could be explored after escaping RE0. This arc could include new characters and newer subplots that examine the grasp of bioterrorism in different parts of the world, apart from Europe. Billy Cohen is a mysterious and complex character plagued with moral dilemmas and a heavy conscience, showcasing the game's depth. Carlos Olivera. A promising protagonist, Carlos Olivera's charm and potential in the game can be traced from his first appearance in RE3 Nemesis, 1999, to the remake of the said game in 2020. At first glance, he appears a skilled mercenary, but besides his warfare tactics, there is much to unpack for this character, growing up in a war-torn area and involved in gang fights since he was a child. Olivera's growth as a skilled fighter of the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasures Service showcases his potential, both in strength and resilience. Olivera's squad is wiped out during their expedition to Raccoon City, and he eventually realizes UBCS's wrongful involvement. During this mission, he encounters Jill Valentine. Both of them ultimately team up, and Olivera showcases an array of redemption, intellect, and powerful tactics to acquire a Valentine's vaccine. Fans expect a story arc including Carlos and Jill, where they meet years later, reminiscing about their chemistry and possibly reuniting. This arc could showcase the characters' personalities and struggles to overcome their differences. Olivera's distaste for the corporation can be considered for another narrative, where he could recruit potential mentees and introduce new characters with diverse backstories. With fans speculating about a spin-off with veteran characters, Olivera could be a perfect match for redemption and closure, combining charms, skills, and a strong plot to the franchise. Hunk. Not much is known of Hunk, making him the poster child of multiple story arcs that could open new theories and subplots to the already growing world of the Resident Evil game series. Often applauded as the perfect soldier, Hunk comes off as an enigmatic character with a knack for following orders to the core. He first appears in RE2, 1998, as the leader of the Alpha team tasked with acquiring the G-Virus, named Operation Nestwrecker. His violent encounter with Dr. William Birkin eventually becomes a catalyst for the virus outbreak at Raccoon City. The Grim Reaper, also known as Hunk, can be seen as an image of the militarized, secretive side of Umbrella, which hides behind white lies while breeding destructive biohazard weapons. His stoic demeanor has earned him a cult following, including several fan theories and potential narrative arcs. Hunk's anti-hero character could provide an intriguing noir backstory, exploring his past and journey into becoming the perfect, ruthless soldier he is. Following the fall of Umbrella, the plot could continue with Hunk's involvement in actively posting as a rogue operative determined to dismantle the corporation's toxic grasp while battling his inner demons. Hunk's character has interesting possibilities to divulge the darker elements of the Umbrella's vision through a soldier's eyes, which could bring a realistic edge to the gameplay. Moira Burton. Moira Burton is one of the few supporting characters in the game that does not specialize in combat and war tactics. However, this doesn't stop her from being a strong presence in the gameplay. As Barry Burton's eldest daughter, she carries an unresolved trauma of firearms and a conflicting relationship with her father, which adds fuel to her rebellious, fiery attitude while working for TerraSave, an NGO supporting victims of bioterrorism and medical malpractice. Moira is embroiled in a sinister plan with her mentor/close family friend, Claire Redfield. Their abduction and Barry's resolution to locate his daughter safely make up the main plot of Resident Evil Revelations 2. The expedition teaches Moira more about her relationship with her father than she realized, and eventually she reunites with him, teaming up with Natalia and Claire to defeat Alex Wesker. Moira's strength lies in her innate resilience and determination. Similarly, a possible arc could be a sequel focusing on the Burton family and the father-daughter duo's complex relationship, along with a focus on Natalia's backstory. Moira's character is unique in the game, as it shows the influence of the corporation and the broader aspect of bioweapons through an intergenerational connection, fighting her unresolved inner conflicts with a new determination to fight for survival and the greater good, makes her a potential story to explore. Ashley Graham. As the game evolves its storytelling by introducing new characters and plots for a global audience, Ashley Graham's character finds a relatable connection. Innocent civilians stuck in political manipulation. Abducted on the way from her college, Graham becomes a victim of a plan orchestrated by Osmond Sadler. The plan, overseen by Los Illuminados, reveals the abduction and experimentation of influential Americans who could become hosts for a mind-controlling parasite called Las Plagas. Resident Evil 4, 2005. explores Graham's rescue by USS Tratcom official Leon S. Kennedy and the introduction of a new species of evolved parasite, escaping their captors and eventually defeating Sadler and the paramilitary cult. The duo flies away from the island. The game's subsequent expansion to a new psychological horror and fantasy genre by introducing the Ganados gave it a fresh edge. Graham's story is underutilized, which could explore a new narrative of global domination of bioterrorism, although both Graham and Kennedy successfully removed the parasites from their bodies in the gameplay. Another storyline could showcase a possible sequel, where it's revealed that the parasite is dormant inside Ashley. This revelation could trigger a new adventure, hopefully another reunion with Kennedy, as she struggles to keep the evil at bay. Ashley's newer version in the RE4 remake, 2023, impressed fans with her calm and composure, leading fans to wish for her character to become a protagonist and a playable character in the future installment. Claire Redfield, a fan favorite and a recurring presence. Claire Redfield is one of the best-known characters of the game. Unlike her elder brother Chris, Claire's approach to counterattacking bioterrorism is through actively propagating against it publicly and helping victims of medical malpractice. Her non-combatant approach hardly changes her enigmatic charisma as she travels to conflict-prone regions, helping civilians and unraveling the evil corporation's plans. Her close association with TerraSave demonstrates her commitment to fighting against growing bioterrorism with a clear conscience of ethics and integrity. From her very first appearance in Resident Evil 2, 1998, where she's on a mission to find her missing brother Chris, Claire has shown her determination to put an end to the injustice and destruction started by the Umbrella Corporation, which has given her the status of a civilian hero. She's a favorite to many because her story is relatable and connects many realities due to her involvement with TerraSave. A potential storyline of her adventures to uproot several bioweapon units worldwide can be explored. This storyline can introduce several recruits and characters that can balance the dual scales of moral ethics and military justice. Another plot that can be further illustrated is the Redfield siblings' dynamics. While they go on expeditions together, it would be interesting to see them mentoring younger members, often clashing with each other's ideals but with friendly banter and rivalry. While fans look up to Chris as the perfect hero fighting against terror, Claire caters to a more nuanced, compassionate side of the approach. James Marcus, a founding father of the Umbrella Corporation. James Marcus is a figure of ambition, intelligence, and insanity. It wouldn't be wrong to state that Marcus's extraordinary contribution to the discovery of the progenitor virus, or the mother virus, made him a powerful force to be reckoned with. The founding virus became the basis of other evolved strains, such as the T virus, G virus, and Ouroboros virus, which became the dominant bioweapon in the series. Marcus's thriving ambition closed his eyes to the practical side of reality, so he started testing his theories on human children. Unfortunately, Marcus was assassinated by Umbrella personnel upon orders from Oswell E. Spencer, his rival, co-founder, and primary financier of the Umbrella Corporation. But his death remains only a performance, as his body soon becomes a host for the Queen Leech, and it avenges his betrayal by wreaking havoc in the first installment of the Resident Evil games. Although not much is known about Marcus's early life, his backstory can be explored through a prequel to the first RE0. This theory could delve into the discovery of the progenitor virus, Spencer and Marcus's rivalry, and the Umbrella Corporation's origins. Fans speculate about a legacy arc where Marcus is revived again using technological advances, and his cult prepares for world domination. Marvelous verdict. The Resident Evil games have become a boiling pot of fans and critics of the survival horror genre. Every character has an interesting backstory, and exploring their specific storyline would further enrich the gameplay. The compelling storyline enchants players to immerse themselves in a world of sci-fi fantasy and adventure, exploring the dystopian possibility of an alternate reality. We hope this list helped you understand the expansive possibilities of the Resident Evil franchise and gave you an insight into major Resident Evil characters that deserve more screen time. If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.